And we're back again for another episode. It's Anton, Black Dad's Lives.
And it's me, Dash, my son's favourite dad.
And it's Carlos again. Welcome back, guys.
Hello, guys. My name's Jason.
Nah, that was a bit TV presenter, you know. It was a bit forced.
Who? Carlos. Yeah, Carlos was faking it.
It wasn't Carlos, you know.
Me, now, I was so professional. I was so professional.
Why have you changed your name? When since for you, Jason?
Oh, listen, guys.
What was light skin?
Listen, I'm the light-skinned Idris Elba. I'm the young Idris Elba. I'm your girlfriend's favourite black man.
Oh, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I love the energy. Well, I think we're going to start on this week with the, let me bring it up here. Unspoken social idea that black people have to work twice as hard to get half as far. So what do you, man, think of that?
It's just one of them, because obviously it might be unspoken, or it may be an unheard of thing for other races to understand, but obviously it's one of those things that has been pushed across from early. Like, obviously my parents let me know that from day dot, like, regardless of what I do, I need to hold myself accountable for everything I do. And then some, because of how the world works, and it's like, obviously we have to work twice as hard. And it's a case of kind of like one of them situations, like even when set things have happened, it's like you need to make sure you are on the best of your behavior, because if you're the minority, then of all people, it's you who's going to stand out. Do you know what I mean? And everyone knows that. Everyone's known that from day. So even in school, if anything happens, you're the one who's going to stand out. Because obviously, like I said,
especially in your school.
Oh yeah, that's what I said, you're minority. So
yeah.
Obviously, people would know. Do you know what I mean? It's easier to point you out rather than a group of people. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we've had to work twice as hard. Even like going to uni, it's not good enough to get a good result. Do you know what I mean? We have to do more. We have to do more to stand out and show that we are worthy to be placed amongst other people. And like I said, more time people get things which may not necessarily be deserved, you know what I mean? But obviously, due to our skin color, we have to put in that work. And we have always been like the hardest workers. That's how it was us who got enslaved, you know what I mean? You wouldn't enslave people that ain't gonna work hard. Do you get me?
Yeah, in the same breath though, we enslaved ourselves as well. But nah, because it's mad though, because that pisses me off still though. That's
Anton, I'm 100% with you. I'm with you 100%.
Still, it annoys me. You get me still to this day.
100%. I'm with you.
Just just more on what you were saying, Jordash. Actually, yeah, I agree with you. And I think it's different, and every case is different. Like I said, I think I've touched on a previous podcast. For me personally, it's actually had a positive impact for me, from my point of view, if that makes sense. So, like, even at a previous company that I worked at when I was there, I'm not going to say his name, but I was there for like 16 years. Like, and I moved from Manchester to Hull with this company. And with them, for ages, I was the only black guy. And this company employs thousands of people. You get me? But I was the only black guy. And it was that way. Like, even in Manchester branch in Manchester, where it's a multicultural place, I was the only black person in that whole branch. Yeah, I did think it was mad, like, at first. And it wasn't till, to be fair, when I had an incident there. And this is when I think, because I started there when I was like 15, in it, well, I turned 16 in July, like, so I left school and I got my job, like, started there 1st July before I turned 16. And then my first incident, really, like, of racism, like, in my face like that was at work. and it was when I was because I used to work I was like an office junior, but then I went to help out in the shop for a little bit, and he was like, oh, to get product knowledge and stuff like that. So I went down into the shop, and then one of the supervisors, that was me and my mate, who I'm still friends with now, and we was just messing about, do you know what I mean? Like young lads do. Do you know what I mean? I think I was like 16 at the time, and was just messing around. He was only 17, and we still was working, but was just like having a laugh and a joke. Was in a warehouse, there was music on, so we could dance around. You know, like, we just did that stuff. Do you know what I mean? But no more than what anyone else ever did. And then one time, anyway, I was walking through, and he was asking me. He set me off on a task, and then he will go off doing whatever he's doing. You get me? And then he'll come back to us. So what me and my mate would do, me and Faz would do, is we would go do whatever he's told us to do. Then after we've done that, we'll be like, he thinks that should take us 2 hours, but it took us an hour. So what we're gonna do now for a little bit, and then mess around. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, really, we could have probably gone back and said, oh, what do you want us to do now? What do you want to do now? Yeah, give us more work. But realistically, nobody does that. Like, even in the warehouse, like the warehouse guys, they did what they needed to do for that specific period, fixed them orders, and then went off chilling. So anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling on. So the whole point in this was the supervisor came through and asked me and us what we was doing. So I was like, oh, we're finished. So then he started having a go at me, and then forget about Faz, and then saying, but have you done this? And I was like, you didn't ask me to do that. And he goes, but you know that needs doing today. And I said, yeah, but there's like 6 other people that could do that. So why would it fall upon me? Why is it my responsibility? Do you know what I mean? Just because I know it needs doing. Well, you're not a team player then. Oh, you're a lazy bastard. You lazy black bastard.
Yeah.
And I went,
Wow.
and I went, oh, you just need to fuck off, you dick. Like that to him. And then that was me. And I didn't even think anything of that. So I walked off. I remember I didn't tell mum or dad or anything. I walked off that day. And then for like the next couple of days, he was a bit on eggshells with me. You know what I mean? But then because he was like on eggshells with me, I felt like I had something. So I was like, yeah, well, you're a prick now. So he stopped asking me to do stuff. You get me? And then so my couple of days was easy. And then I was in the office, and the assistant manager was in there, shop manager was in there, sat down. He was like trying to chat to me, you know, say something. I was like chatting to him respectfully, as I always do. And then come in, and obviously because he's thinking I'm not going to say nothing or saying names anyway. He said now anyway. So he comes in now, yeah, and then starts trying to ask me to do something because my mum was there. You get me? So he asked me to do something. So I just looked at him and went, nah, ask someone else to do it. And then look back at. So then going, you can't talk to him like that. He's a supervisor. You need to have respect. And I went, I can't respect somebody that don't respect me. And he's like, he does respect you. I said, he doesn't. He called me a lazy black bastard. I was at respect. I said, he's calling me lazy and he's a racist. I said, nah. And then I didn't realize, but them two went bright red. And it's because the branch manager was stood behind me in it. And I didn't know he was stood behind me. So they went red. I was like, what are they like that for? So then all I heard was, Anton, can you go and wait in the canteen for me? And I turned around and I seen him and I thought, oh shit. So I thought, how's he trouble? So I went through to the canteen, sat there thinking, oh no, what's going to go on? And then he came through and he was like, are you all right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, so what happened? So I was like, oh, like, yeah. So I told him. And then he was like, yeah, that's not on. How do you feel about that? Do you feel okay? And then he just turned me like, it's all on you. Like, do you want to report it? Do you need to take it further? Discuss it with your mum, because he knew my age. I was young. Do you know what I mean? He's like, just go home. He goes, you can go home now. I said, just go home, because it was like in the afternoon, and discuss it with your mum, and then just let me know what you want to do tomorrow about it. I was like, okay. And then I remember I went home and I went and told mum and dad, and my dad just started going off on one. Do you know what I mean? Saying that he's got to come to work. You want me to come down there? He's like, I'll come down there and I will see you call me a lazy black bastard to your face. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, dad, like, no. I like working there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then my mum just said, no. My mum's the calm one, innit? Mum was like, no, Tony. Son, now you're going to face this throughout your life. Now, this isn't a battle worth fighting. Now, if you go and try and fight every battle, that's going to be like this. You're going to be tired of fighting battles. It's not well worth buying. So just go in tomorrow and say, I would like an apology. If I get an apology, I don't want to take it any further, and then leave it as that. And then the company will respect you because you've done that. And then I tell you what, he will then walk on eggshells for the rest of his time. So just play the game. So I was like, right, okay. And I went in, did that, and yeah, it worked. Literally, I could do what I want. It's like I could walk on air, and it was mad. You know what I mean? And some people say, oh yeah, you pulled the race card or whatever. But it's like, nah, I didn't, because for me, I didn't report it anyway, because I didn't even see it as something to be reported. It's just how it happened and how it came to fruition. Do you know what I mean? And then that sort of opened my eyes to think, right, well, actually. And at that point was when I sort of realized stupidly, hold on, I'm the only black person in here. Do you know what I mean? Before then, I didn't really think about that. And it was only at that point when I thought, right, like, who have I got to go to support me now? And I thought, nobody, because nobody's going to understand what I'm feeling with this. Do you know what I mean? They're all going to say, oh, are you okay? Yeah, and pat me on my back. But you don't understand how it feels when I'm the only person here of colour as well. Do you know what I mean? And there's a few hundred of us that work in this building. But sorry, that's I rambled on.
It's because, like, in reality, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. Like, real talk, I actually really wouldn't have known, because that's just straight up disrespect. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you did the right thing. You put it on him, like, from the start. From as soon as he said whatever he said, you put it on him. You let him know, like, what type of character you were. Because just imagine if you just stayed silent. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because
he would have just
bullied. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he would have just continued, and then that's how set people are. Because not everyone does have a voice, unfortunately. So some people, these things happen, and they just take it. And
I think because I'm jovial the majority of the time, always smiling. Even when it was sort of before that, previous, he used to try and bully me or get me to do extra work to other people. Do you know what I mean? It didn't bother me. I just laugh at him and think, oh, well, what's his problem with me? Do you know what I mean? And I didn't even think, I put it down to race. For me, I was just like, he must think his missus likes me. Because I was 16, do you know what I mean? I'm young, and I'm thinking, I'm nice. Like, just because your missus talks to me and she works here, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Do you know what I mean? Sorry.
So what are your thoughts on that? Were you like told from early, or what?
I know Jason, because Jason's just like you don't know what to say, don't
up in the camera, you know.
I think my experience of it is very different, because I was quite sheltered from it, like in regards to racism. Like, I've never experienced anything like you have, Anton. I've never had anyone to my face call me a black bastard, and like, it's always been more subtle. And I think growing up, my experiences of racism were, you know, the term which is now come about, which is, you know, microaggressions and little like microaggressions, microaggressions. Like, so it's been different. Like, I never had to talk with parents about, people are going to be racist, people are going to X, Y, and Z. And I kind of had to figure it out for myself. Like, I had a friend, and he was from very early, he was like, all right, look, listen, I am black. I'm going to have to work twice as hard to get half as far. And I was naively like, no, I think if everyone works hard, they'll be okay. I think everyone's going to get the same opportunities in life. And hard work is going to be rewarded no matter what color you are. And I think it was a very hard lesson when I realized that it's not necessarily the case. And I don't know, man. I think in regards to, the actual question, do black people have to work twice as hard to get half as far? I think yes and no, because I don't think we have to it depends on which lane we're going on. For example, me working in the corporate world and working, for the NHS, then I would say you would hope to think, no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like an organization like the NHS, you'd hope to think, all right, cool. You don't have to work twice as hard to get half as far. But when you start looking at, like, for example, the higher up managers, and you see that, you know, that they all fit one certain demographic, which is majority white male, secondary white female, then you realize that, cool, it is hard to get to those higher ranks. And then I've seen friends who are, I'd say, overqualified, getting passed up for opportunities, and their opportunities are then being passed to a white person who I would say isn't as qualified. You know, it starts to open your eyes a bit. But yeah, I think I was very naive, and I think overall we need to start, as we've said from the start anyway, man, we need to start doing our own thing. We need to start having ownership where we are the people who are in the position where people can work towards, you know, getting in good jobs and getting in good positions. Like, we need to start owning shit. And I'm not talking about us four, I'm talking about Black people in general. Like, we need to realize that we are kings, we are queens, and that we're absolutely amazing. And that literally anything we do, is if we work towards, will turn to gold. And start owning some shit, man. I think we need to start that, and then start to even the playing field. And this shit's going to take generations to do. Like, it's not something that we can do in our lifetime, but I think we should definitely at least try and take a step towards it whilst we're here. I think that's the only way it's ever going to change, because as far as we're playing their system and we're living in their world and playing their game, then playing by their rules, then yeah, it is going to be
majority of the time they're going to win it.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be so much more harder for us to progress and for us to leave a stamp. And also, when we get a bit of fucking money, sorry for swearing, when we get a bit of money, you know, start using it and investing it wisely and doing something good with our money. Like, I love it when Carlos is posting things about investment and bettering yourself and your mindset and, you know, trying to be a better person and create wealth. Like, all that, I absolutely love it, because that's not what we're like. Like, when I look at my father, like, he used to work his ass off, and I'm going completely off tangent, I know, but when I look at my father, he used to work his ass off, and he never really had any, like, nice jewelry or nice car, whatever. But then you see a lot of other Black people who get a bit of money, buy a nice car. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I think we just need to start investing in things which are going to appreciate rather than depreciate for a moment of flashiness. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, twice as hard, half as far. I think it's definitely a thing, 100%. And last thing, this is something that I believe we definitely need to educate our children on. I think we need to know, we need them to know, we need them to understand that the game isn't fair. Everyone's not treated equal. It is a game that you will have to work at super hard, but it is also a game that if you keep going, you can eventually win. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not impossible to win. Like, but you have to just keep going and keep going and keep going.
Now, 100%. And just touching on that, like, when you say about the child, like, even for me, I think, because, well, it will be me that probably has to deal with this first.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With Tyler. But for me, it's hard, like, because of how he is with his mannerisms and his character. Like, I can hold off doing that talk with him, if that makes sense for now. Like, in his school, he's known by every single teacher as the polite Tyler. Everyone loves him in there. Do you know what I mean? Everyone that meets him normally says how polite he is and how well spoken he is. And I've got to thank my mum for that, actually, because my mum's well spoken. So he learned when we was in Manchester to speak Layla. She speaks like she's from Hull. So they have a big difference in the speech. But but for him, like, I wouldn't want to put that pressure on him.
Yeah.
For me too soon. Like, I think I liked the way that I dealt with it. So, like, even though my mum, I feel like mum and dad maybe touched on it in school and said, you need to work hard, you know, it's going to be hard. I don't think they actually went into the reasons why. And at that point, I don't think that I was even interested in asking a question, or it's like when your mum and dad say something, you believe it, innit? So, so that's, I think, how I took it. And then when, like say, the incident that I had, that's at the point where, for me, it was like, right, okay, like I've presented it to my mum and dad now, my parents, and then they've just come back to me about it. So I saw the anger from my dad, but then I saw the rationale from my mum. Do you know what I mean? And then that sort of then helps me out. I'll guide Tyler. So like with him now, even though I do it a bit different. So like I try to teach him about Black history properly. Do you know what I mean? And about our history and try and guide him with things. So what I notice is he copies what I do. So I've started reading again because I know that when I sit down and I get a book out,
he's gonna come
5 minutes later, Tyler, he goes
Yeah.
upstairs and he gets a book out and he sits next to me and he starts reading his book.
Mm.
So it's just that those little psychological things which I will do to affect him. Do you know what I mean? Rather than come out, I suppose, and say, right, son, right, I need to have a talk with you now because there's a thing called white privilege and this is how it's going to affect you. Do you know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
That's just me. Sorry, Carlos, anyway.
That's fine. I was going to say, I'm probably more similar to Jason in the respect that I've been naive to it. I do recall our parents always telling us, though, growing up, that you need to work hard. You need to work hard. You need to work hard. And I do feel like I'm a really hard worker, much probably to my detriment, because I do feel like in all jobs I've had, I've worked really hard and I've progressed. But then I always feel like I progressed to like a plateau where I can't go beyond that. And then I need to move and look for something different.
Yeah.
So I do
Why
feel...
do you think there's anything that, sorry to interrupt you, where when you say you feel like you get to a plateau, do you feel like there's a block in there, then there's a reason why you're not moving on to the next step?
Before now, I didn't think anything of it. Now, thinking back, there was probably reasons behind that because I've watched other people progress beyond where I was, knowing full well that I knew more, I worked harder. So why not me? But then I won't go and ask that question because I'm not that kind of person to be like, why has this person got it and I've not? Whereas now, I'm more likely to be like, and go ahead and actually question that. Whereas before now, I'd be like, oh, it's probably just not my time yet. I'll wait for my time. My time will come.
Yeah.
And be optimistic in that respect. Where now I'm more in the mindset of, well, I deserve it. Give me what I deserve, or I will move. And I won't feel any way about moving employment. Because...
But do you think that's experience? Oh, sorry, the reason why I'm asking this is because, or do you think it's because now you've got an extra one to look after? So you've got Remy in it now. So you're like, you're not only fighting for yourself anymore, really. You're fighting for your family. So it's like, well, I need to provide what I can for my family. So
yeah, in the back of my mind, that is something, because I'm always like, well, I've got this coming up. I know I need this. So I'm planning. I'm more planning ahead. Whereas before now, I'd be like, I'm fine. I'm comfortable. But now I'm more like, ooh, what if this happens? What if Remy needs extra clothes and stuff, or needs to go to send him to private school or something, so I'm going to need extra money? Then I need to be planning for that. And then I'm more aware of budgets and stuff like that, which I wouldn't be bothered about before. So I'm more aware of everything in respect to that. So I know where I've got more of a mindset of where I need to be to do what's coming up, basically. And before, like I said, I've always worked hard. So I've always felt, well, my opportunity will come. Whereas now I'm more like, well, I've worked hard. I will make my opportunity. My opportunity will come by me doing this, and I'm going to do this to get where I need to be. So I'm aware of it, and it's not something I was aware of before. But I'm not actually, I don't feel like I've been in a position like you have, where you said you've had that direct incident happen so that you were aware of it.
What it is, racial abuse.
Yeah. I don't feel like I've personally been in that position. And now trying to think back if there's anything that I've actually been in that actually was that and me not actually
realize
it. But I've been made aware of it by my parents. So it's something I've been aware of, but I don't feel like I've experienced it. But I think that's just generally because I do tend to get on with the management in the employments that I've had. If I move into a different job, I might experience that.
Yeah, I'm saying, I don't know exactly what you mean, Carlos. Like, I think in my experience, I've never ever looked at somebody and said, all right, cool, they've got the job 100% over me because they're white and I'm black. I don't feel like I've fortunately been put in that position yet. I'm saying, bro, I'm pretty good at playing the game in regards to, getting along with management and getting along with the team and being that guy whose personality lights up the office. Oh, Jason, I love Jason, he's nice. And then, but trying to find the correct balance between them not thinking I'm a complete and utter joke and I am good at my job. Yeah. Because I think if you go too far over that side, then you will. It's hard. And I feel like sometimes as a black person, they set our bars low, and we sometimes also set our bars low as well. And I think like we need to be careful because they don't expect much of us. Like they expect us to fail. They expect us, as in your case, Anton, to be lazy and not be a hard worker. And sometimes I think it's like when people go to prison and they're treated as a criminal for their entire life, and they succumb to that mindset of, right, everyone expects me to be a criminal. I am a criminal. I'm nothing more than a criminal. I'll always be a criminal. And I feel like obviously not to compare the two, but I feel like sometimes as a black person, we believe that we're, not expected much of. And that it hurts me because I really think, as a people, we are great. Given the circumstances of what we've been through in our history, to where we are today, it's not perfect, but it's amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like the way that we as black people influence the entire world. Like look at hip hop. Like it's the biggest genre in the entire world. It influences so many people. And I really just want us to start viewing ourselves as kings and queens, man. I really, really, really do.
Going back to the workplace, though, has any of you thought like if you've ever spoke up about anything or like you've been like afraid to come across a particular type of way, like you don't want to come across as like the stereotypical? Yeah,
the stereo angry black man. Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. That in itself is like I said when Carlos was just saying like, at times he's not questioned like things. I'm thinking, right, have you not questioned things because you don't want to come across? Yeah. Like at times you can just be talking normal to people,
and they're like, "Yo, why are you so aggressive?"
They're like, "Calm down." You be like,
"Yeah, pisses me off, bro."
Yeah.
What do you mean? Man? This is like, at what point have I been speaking to you in like any particular type?
And you're keeping the same tone, the same energy, and they're like, "Yo,
calm down,
right? Calm down, man. Take it down a notch."
Just
like, but you know what though? I can't lie. I've only been in that position once, and I switched in it because I was calm and I was just talking normal, and then they sort of made out like it wasn't the case. So I just switched. And then switch back again, and I said, "That's
yeah."
I said, "I wasn't like that, was I? You know what I mean?" With the eyes, and it's just like, "Oh no, you wasn't." I said, "Exactly." I said, "Don't make out like that's what I was doing." Do you know what I mean? Just to give you a little taste of, because that's what it's like. If you want me to treat you like that, is that how I was treating you? You know what I mean? Oh, I wasn't, right? Okay, because that's the thing for me. Yeah, it's mad. Sorry.
No, it's real. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people like hold back or act like a particular type of way. Like I feel like a lot of people aren't their true selves, especially in the work environment, especially when you are black. Yeah. Because of things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it depends on it depends on the scenario, because I suppose sometimes you wouldn't be yourself because you're being professional anyway.
Yeah, so, but in the workplace, I'm not a black man. I'm not.
That's what I was going to say, but part of that isn't necessarily being. Well, you say it's because you're black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're being professional now, you're towing like it's work Jason, work Carlos, work Dax. You know what I mean? Like it's work Anton. I got my work hat on. So actually, it's like I go into the office. I go in the office tomorrow, and everyone, because I just wear my chinos and trainers into the office. Do you know what I mean? Walk to the office, and it's a big shared building. And there's loads of different companies in there now. You're like, oh, but you all let on to me. You're right.
Morning.
Do you know what I mean? And then I'll make myself a cup of tea in the kitchen, and then someone will come and go, oh, good morning. Do you have a nice weekend? Yeah,
it was amazing. Thanks for asking. How was yours?
Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah, still on lockdown though, you know. But how was yours? Do you know what I mean? Like you do that. So you fall into that sort of. For me, you fall into that character anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like it'd only be if there's someone then that I'm speaking to that who knows me outside of work that I'm like, I can just be. Otherwise, it's like. Nah, I'm work Anton, so.
All right, so work Anton, yeah. Let me ask work Anton a question, right? So,
of course, Jason.
Thank you very much, my man. Thank you very much. So, work Anton, right? Shot me. Work Anton, yeah. Work Anton. Here's my question for you, yeah. All right, so. If, for example, how many black people do you work with?
None.
None. So say there was another black person in the office, right?
Yeah.
And this black person didn't adopt a work persona and was still black in work. Like, for example, at previous jobs, I've had people approach me in work in a group environment and call me the N-word because they're, yo, what's up, Matt? And I'm then when I see that behavior in the workplace, I completely ignore. Like it's like, yo, don't do that. Don't say that word.
No.
Like,
you're just stereotyping me all up now. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're ruining all the hard work that I've just been putting in.
Yeah. It's like, for example, like this same guy. I remember like on dress down day. Now on dress down day, everybody knows the standard attire. You wear a jeans, you wear a t-shirt, and some sort of jacket in it. Like that's what dress down is, isn't it? Let's be honest, right? So you tell me now, my man's turning up, in a full fucking camouflage tracksuit on dress down day to work, bro. Right?
Dress for carnage.
And then he wants to. Then I'm in these circles now in work now. Obviously, everyone's laughing at him, innit? And when they're laughing at him, you'll be seeing what Steve's wearing. One dickhead, he's going to war, right? And when they're laughing at him, it feels like it reflects
laughing at you.
Yeah.
Association.
And when I've got all mine on the side, like, yo, listen, bro, on dress down days, don't wear fucking tracksuits to work, bro. Especially not camouflage tracksuits. What are you doing? It's just, and then my question is that I feel like, yes, we've got our work persona, but we also have to try very hard to separate like the blacks from us who aren't, who don't adopt a work persona, because our good work can be undone very quickly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what? I think for me, because the only time that actually happened was when I was at my old job, the old place where I was at. And actually, because I moved to Hull anyway, and I was the only black guy up in Hull, obviously. And then, but a black guy started in Manchester. And I went down because I was always to and from one act, like doing work at all the branches and stuff. And I went and visited the branch, and I walked in, and his name was Kyle. And everyone at the branch, I heard, because I was quite popular there. So everyone knows me because I worked there for years. So when I was on the phone or speak to them, they're like, oh, you're going to love Kyle. You're going to love Kyle. Hey, you're going to love Kyle. I can't wait for you to meet Kyle. And I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean?
Kyle. Yeah, can't meet Kyle. So as soon as I walked in through the building, and they moved the desks around, but I could just see the seats, and I seen one black bald head with a headset on.
And you knew straight away that was Kyle.
I knew that was Kyle. And do you know what the joke about it was, yeah? Just to take the piss because I thought, I can't handle this place, yeah? I walked straight up to my man and I went, you all right, Kyle? And they were all like...
Everyone's waiting for it. They finally met. They met.
It was Kyle!
That's hilarious, bro.
We knew you'd get along.
Yeah, we knew it. We just alike.
Man, that's what he was like. I was like, all right. And the thing about it is, I looked at him and I went, all right, Kyle, how you doing, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't in any ghetto way. The same way that I would walk up to one of the white guys and go, hey, Paul, how you doing, man? Or how you doing, mate? Was it good? You having a good day? Do you know? And it was sort of like that. And I was like, hey, Kyle, how you doing, man? Nice to meet you. And he goes, and handshake, put my hand out like that. And he goes, yes, bro. And I just looked at him, man. And I was like, why? And I just, so.
You have to touch him down, man.
Did you leave him hanging?
Jordash. I shook his fist. He touched me down, yeah. They was all watching me. No, I wasn't going to be the stereotype, Jordash. I shook his fist. He went, yes, bro. And I went, on his fist. And he looked at me like I was daft. Do you get me? And I laughed. And then he started laughing because he knew what I did. And then I just went, and then I just said, not in here, Kyle, not in here. And then he started laughing because he knew. Do you know what I mean? He goes, Steve, and he goes, nice to meet you, Anton. I went, nice to meet you too, Kyle, and walked off.
And then when I seen him,
when I seen him after that, and it was just me and him, I was like, easy, bro, safe.
Different story.
But you can't be doing that in this office when you're the only white, you're the only black guy in here. You straight away, you're segregating yourself. You're going, I'm different, and I know I'm different.
Yeah.
Like, nah, mate.
Like touchdown thing, like, you know, them ones in the put.
Yeah.
Like, right.
And then everyone else is going to be in the office thinking, oh, he's not done that to anybody else.
Yeah. Pisses me
It
off.
must be a black thing.
It's the same way when you meet a white person now and they'll shake everyone's hands, but they want to give you fist bump. Don't give me fist bump, bro. Shake my hand as well.
I even like I'll tell the truth. I don't even like shit.
I was in a meeting the other day.
What happened to you?
To me, bro. I was in a meeting the other day with my mate, yeah, because it's my friend's business. He walked in, and the guy walked in, and he goes, that's a friend, he goes, and did the elbow, and then he see me. I said, he's a customer. Touched him down as a customer.
You did Kyle wrong, man. You did Kyle wrong.
When it goes first, I don't care. I don't care. You think your morals are paying my bills?
Yo. What colour was this customer then? Black or white?
White guy.
So this white guy give everybody else elbow and give you daps.
Yo, he walked in, yeah. To be fair, there was 3 of us and him. So he walked in, 2 elbows, elbow. And then it's like, he spun and then he clocked me in it. And he was like, oh. Like, he got excited, like, and I think it was the excitement. So I just.
To be fair, it's more hygienic. You get me?
The elbows is more hygienic.
What, the elbow?
Yeah.
You can touch him down.
It's more hygienic than a handshake, but just fist bump. Yeah, man.
I'm glad though that you said you had a conversation with Kyle after the incident though, because if you didn't have that conversation with Kyle, he would have been like, "Oh, this Anton guy, shook my fist," you know. Every black person he knows.
But you know what? I don't business. He could have gone home. He could have told everyone about that. Yeah, I would have found that hilarious. I'd have found it funny. And you know what? And I hope whoever he said it to, they said, "What? Why? Where was you?" And they said, "They went, well, do you know why you did that?" Do you know what I mean? And broke it down to him. Joker.
Oh God.
And that's what I said. You have to assess the situation, innit? Like, you have to assess who you're actually dealing with. Like, you have to adapt to the people that you're around as well.
Yeah, I agree. You can also sense like where the energy is coming from. Like if you meet a white person now and they give everyone a handshake and give you a dap, it's like you can usually tell like why they're doing it. Like some white people know black culture, respect black culture, have black friends, and that's like cool. I get it. But some people are like, oh, a black guy.
It's forced, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way, the delivery.
You can tell the way the fist comes.
It's uncomfortable even how they're doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. It's true.
Over the head ones.
Yeah. It's like a Boris Johnson fist pump.
They were coming for the way. It's like, whoa. One.
Oh my god, Yo, Anton. Next time someone gives you one of them fist bumps, yeah, give him the air guns. Oh, it's hilarious, man.
Oh, joke. I need to expect that though, because I live in Hull, innit? So they ain't
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Oh,
right, sorry guys.
Yeah, off topic a little bit, bro, as usual.
Yeah,
man.
went off topic, innit? Went off topic. It was a worthwhile one though.
Yeah.
All right, let me just, before I wrap up on that subject here, I just want you to touch on you and ask you a question to say, so how would you deal with that with your children then, bringing them going forward? Would you actually highlight that to them about, well, you guys, look, you're going to have to work twice as hard because it's going to be harder for you because of X, Y, and Z? Or how are you going to approach it? Or is it going to be one of them things where as and when it comes up, it's dealing with it as and when then?
I'll probably be on a as and when, like you were just saying just before, like that unnecessary pressure, what will get put on him, especially like during school and whatnot. Like I said, I don't think it is that deep to know that information there and then. Probably, like I said, if it did pop up and they was like getting downhearted because say they was applying for jobs and stuff like that. Working out, and then that they were beating themselves up and they're putting unnecessary pressure on themselves, thinking, I've worked this hard and how comes life hasn't like panned out on the way that, and then I'll probably be like, listen, there's a reason why, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just take it from there.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think it's like unnecessary burden to put on your child unless something does wise, do you know what I mean? Like there's no point in saying like, oh, you're gonna have it harder. And then like they start thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna have it harder. So some people use that as a get out cause. Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have it harder anyway. What's the point in trying?
Anything I've seen before. Yeah.
So that's my view.
Yeah, I'm on that same viewpoint. I'm more thinking it's about creating opportunities. So if you're creating the opportunity, they shouldn't really experience as much any of that for going forward. So it's all about making these opportunities come up, networking. We've got a big part to do now, so that when it's their turn, when they come up, they're going to be doing the same thing that we've done from what we're passing on to them, and that's how we move forwards.
Just laying that groundwork for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dash, man, 100%, bro. I'm with you. I feel like I was taught as a younger, like, you work hard. It was never really explained to me why I need to work hard or what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I also agree that if you tell somebody from very young, cool, you're black, you're going to have to work twice as hard, then you're right. I think they do start to be like get a little bit of like a underdog psychosis type of thing. Like, all right, cool, I'm going to have to work twice as hard. That's the point, man. I'm expected to fail. Like, so if I fail, it's not even a big deal. So what's the point in me even trying in the first place? And I think that's obviously the wrong mentality to have. So I think we need to be very careful on educating and make sure our children are equipped with, the tools and the skills, to be resilient and play this unfair game, but, not so much that they expect to lose so they don't even try to win. Do you know what I'm saying?
projecting the right things to empower them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The right way, and I think it's the best way to go about it. You need to empower your children from early, so they believe that they can do anything, regardless of what the world says. You cannot literally do everything, regardless. There's always a way. There's always like anomalies in a situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
Like the majority of people, or the majority of black people, or anyone to that extent isn't doing well. There's always ways to like break that mold. And
yeah, it's true. I agree, man. I agree. I think you'll just basically echo what Jordan said. I think even though it might be 10 times harder, like it is possible. Like, and our children should dream. And even if they work hard, so even if they work 10 times harder, just keep going. It is possible, man. I think there is a way to get to the majority of things. Like when I was younger, my mom used to say to me, yo, you can do anything or be anything you want to be. You just got to work hard. And I think that's true. You just got to work harder. I mean, look at it, man. As cliche as it sounds, Obama was in the White House. I think that's just testament to, it's flipping a lot harder, but it is possible, man. I think as long as it is possible, you should still continue to try.
Yeah.
That's something that sorry, Josh.
No, I'll just say, look at people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, and just like people like that. They are humans, like everyone. I know it is again cliche to say everyone's got the same 24 hours in a day, but it's what you're doing in those hours. Obviously,
and I think
you do get that little head start or whatever, but in reality, like some people have come from nothing, do you know what I mean, and still amounting to everything and more.
Nah, it's true, man. It's true. The fact about Beyonce and Jay-Z is that when you're younger, like, and you see black people and black idols, like they're either some sort of athlete or some sort of musician. Do you know what I'm saying? And like we sometimes believe that is the only way to be successful, to get money. Like, but when you look at people like Beyonce and Jay-Z who've gone further than music and are in things like business and entrepreneurship and owning things, like there is more than one route to be successful. We don't have to, as the great rapper 2 Chainz said, and we don't have to rap or go to the league. Like, we can be successful in other ways. I mean, first and foremost, without going on for too long, we need to define what success is. Like, what is success? Success, in my eyes, isn't necessarily going to be having as much money as Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we should always ever place money as the sole value as what we're worth as individuals.
No, because success is measured differently to individuals, and it depends. It depends on what you class as success.
I class everyone here as successful. I class you 3 as successful. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think you 3 as strong, black, hardworking fathers are an inspiration. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys ain't rich like Jay-Z, and if you motherfuckers are, then someone owed me $1. But you guys have all got wonderful children. You guys are all fantastic fathers. You guys have all got good jobs. You've got a roof over your head. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have done well. You guys have done incredible. So I think you guys are successful. I know it's mad and it's bare arrogant to call yourself successful, but you are, and I think you guys deserve that, that compliment, because it's true. And I think people out there should look up to you guys and think, all right, cool, man. It might not be what it looks like on TV, but yo, it's fantastic for what it is, man. It's fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So big up you 3 still.
Big up yourself as well.
Big yourself, I was going to say.
Yeah. Before we do cut, what would you quantify as being successful, Jason?
We've got another subject, by the way, to touch on quickly.
Being successful is being happy, bro. I think it's, as long as I'm happy, I'm all right, bro. Happiness, I think happiness is so undervalued, man. Like, and after being miserable for so long in my life, bro, I'm just grateful to be happy, man. I'm grateful to maintain, have my health, have a beautiful wife who 9 times out of 10 isn't a complete and utter dick. But
I'm not laughing.
But now, seriously, man, I just want to be happy, bro. I just want to be happy. You getting me? Pay my bills, and And right now, where I'm at in my life, just be happy, bro. One day I want to own something and be able to pass something over to the next generation. But right this very second, just be happy, bro. What are you doing, Dash?
I'm like, what about you, man? Carlos Santa?
Yeah, happiness is right up there. That's my sole aim, to be happy, to make the people around me happy.
Yeah.
As long as everyone that I know is good, I'm good.
Mine's happiness and wealth. I need that wealth. I'm not gonna lie. I know when people say that money don't bring happiness, yeah, but it's gonna bring a lot of happiness to me. And I know what you're saying, and I appreciate your kind words, Jason, because I do feel like I'm successful and in life, I would say. So like, even with my we've got our own house, we've got a little family. Like, we don't want for anything. The kids are going on holiday. The kids don't want for anything. They've got the nice clothes and stuff like that. So that's all in all good. But then, like, I would always want to improve our lives if I could.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's why, like, for me, as much as I probably do feel like happy or content, shall we say, with where I'm up to now and where I've come to, I still then set myself targets. You know what I mean? Going forward. So yeah. So for me, I think So I'm happy now. I think success is being content in it.
Yeah.
So if you're content in your life and you're happy in your life, then you have got a successful life. Because as much as I say, wealth and money, everyone will say that. Like, do you know what I mean? Lottery don't mean that you could win a lottery, and that don't mean that you've got everything if you've not got all the rest of it behind it. So yeah, I feel just content.
Yeah.
I would say I just want to be able to like uplift and empower everyone that I can come across. That would make me happy. Like, that's the only thing that I feel like would actually truly make me happy. I want people to with and just feel good about themselves. Like, I think that's where my life is heading towards, and that's what I like to do, regardless. Like, and just be a bit more selfless. I think I'm a very, very selfless person, but I feel like obviously there's a lot more that I can do and a lot more that I want to do. But I just want people to know the worth and realize that, literally you can actually do anything in this world, and I want everyone to believe that.
Yeah.
It's true. Nah, you know what? I was just going to touch on, because you know what? It's probably off the back of what Jason's been saying now, about black businesses, isn't it? Because there's not really many black businesses, or not huge ones, that you'll see, like Wall Street. But the one thing that I do love, what I always flick through on my Instagram, is a Black Pound Day, Black Pound official, and I think that's really good. And if one day, like, we could maybe come up with some sort of forum, so instead of it just being an Instagram thing where you can actually go on and you actually can build up a supply chain going from the virgin material on whatever that is, all the way through fruition to you get an end product. You know what I mean? Like, you'll have an Asian community. If you go to a corner shop, an Asian corner shop, everything that they buy from their supply chain, will be someone that's Asian. They won't be going to, do you know what I mean? And I think Anthony Joshua talked on that during his BLM speech, and a lot of people he got a bit of
got a lot
of backlash for that, and I couldn't understand why, because it just made sense in what he's saying. Do you know what I mean? It's what's needed, really, if anything's going to change for us. So I didn't think that he was being rude in what he said or being horrible. He wasn't saying don't spend money if you in white people shop, or in Asian people shop. He didn't say it like that. But if you've got a chance where you can actually support a black business, then why not do that? You know what I mean? And I think that's something that everyone needs to be more aware of. And it's something that I've certainly become more aware of recently.
Yeah, I've started to do that as well. I buy stuff off a lot of more small businesses now.
Yeah.
I need what I want to do anyway. Share.
And then it was just a quick one, really, on Appreciation Day, because a bit of appreciation, because we've got Mother's Day that's going to be coming up soon. And obviously, we've all got mums. You know, it's Black Dad's Lies, but we've all got partners as well that we all love, appreciate. Yeah, so it was just on a little touch on that, really. Yeah, I've got a little twist on that at the end, but I'll let you go first. You know what I mean? Just all nice. Get the niceties out of the way.
The guy can get waste. I'm just saying, big up the women. Like all my days, like I feel like a lot of them, they probably do feel undervalued and unappreciated. And what you have to remember is they put in the work. Obviously, I think it's like a maternal thing, regardless. Like set things what we feel like in life we can't necessarily do because you need a woman's touch on it, and that's just the reality of it. Like as much as we think we can do everything, we can't. Like women have always been, to me, the backbone of the majority of families. Do you know what I mean? Like they do hold things together like no other. And I would even say that in terms of like me being a man, like if you know me, that you can message me and you probably won't even get a response from me. And then I'll be like,
yeah, we know that.
I started to respond, but then like something will slip my mind. I need to be told like, oh, yeah, I'm in the middle of a message and to remind me to finish off messaging him. Do you know what I mean? And set things like that. So obviously it's probably just my memory. Not sure about you, man. So you man.
Nah, I'm not. Nah, that's just you that you know.
But I feel like I think women do well to keep families connected as well. If you know what I mean. I feel like women do that groundwork because even think about it, even in terms of like our parents and that obviously our dads are like what cousins and they're like best friends in reality. Like that's what Anton's dad's best man at the wedding, but in reality, it's our mums that keep everyone in contact. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I feel
because we don't even see when they checked each other even growing up.
Yeah.
Like my dad was never taking me to yours or vice versa. It was always the mums, you get me? The only time they would go out and see each other, they still see each other, but they ain't dealing with us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We weren't a part of that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Only for football.
Yeah. That's it. So that's why I say the women that do well, because obviously at the end of the day, they're like more time. The men are out working, do you know what I mean? Or doing whatever they need to do. Obviously in this day and age, like both man and woman work, but I feel that women just do the most. So that's why I can't even, and like they're just much appreciated.
You too?
Carlos?
Yeah, they do everything, and I mean everything.
Maybe your woman.
Especially in my house.
Your woman.
Especially in my house. I do try and do more. And I always like expect a clap when I do more. But I know I should just be clapping all day. Just be like, yeah, you've done that. Thank you. Nah.
I've always been like that. I swear down class will hoover the stairs and you'll be dancing all week. I hoovered the stairs today.
You know what though? Do you know what though? Because sometimes I feel like people need to know what I do. Because sometimes,
like you said this, you know, because I used to know. I mean, set times when I was younger, I used to do things like without being said, just get along. And then class back, but I did this. I'm thinking, well, why do you have to make the song and dance about it? Like,
you know what? No, because no. But on a serious note, sometimes like if you don't say it, people don't know that you've done it.
People notice, bro, because it only takes for someone to stop doing it, then you realize that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly where I was going with it. Like I do stuff and I say that I've done it, but then when I sit down and think, I'm like, but all this other stuff's got done. So, hats off to my missus because she does a lot. I do appreciate her. I appreciate my mum as well because they do everything. They do everything they can for us without us asking. They just do it. And
just to throw the twist.
Go on.
Don't you think that's probably like set you up for what you then expect your woman to do in life because of how our mum was?
Not necessarily.
I just asked you the question.
No.
Oh no, not for me. Because like in my house, my mum didn't cook in it.
Yeah, more time, like, your mum's doing something, then you probably have that expectation of a woman.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, but like I say, in my house, my dad was always a cook, innit?
Yeah, fully.
But no, because again,
Laura.
because I was going to say, because for us though, my mum made it clear that she would delegate stuff and be like, "You need to do this, you need to do this." But if I really wanted something done, I could always go to my mum and be like, "Will you do this?" And she'll do it because she's happy to do it. But,
I don't know, man. I think I'm different still. In my house, my mum did everything. Like she cooked, she cleaned, she got ready for school, and held down a job in it. And dad's main job was literally just to go out and work and come back and pay the bills and keep the lights on and shit, basically. And mum did everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like taking us to basketball, taking us to football, music lessons, karate. Mum did everything, bro. And I think in regards to Jordash's question, did that then taint your view of what you expect from your wife? To be completely honest, bro, yeah, it did. And boy, was I fucking wrong. I'm not even lying. Like, and it's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think in every relationship there has to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you both have to contribute something. And as long as the other person accepts what you're contributing, is happy with that contribution, then it's fine. For example, in my house, I'm similar to you, Anton, bro. Like, I do all the cooking. Becky usually does all the cleaning. But I've been cleaning a lot recently, and it's not up to standard. And she lets me know that it's not up to standard, but I'm still doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I think as long as there's a balance, it's all good. But in regards to what you originally said, Anton, big up the mums, man. Big up the mums. I don't think anyone really can ever appreciate how hard it has been for you, how hard it's going to be for you, and you guys. Like, your strength is a strength, like, which just it perplexes me, like, because a woman is so strong, and we all know the woman who is like don't believe in themselves or don't understand or realize how strong they actually are. But when that moment comes when they have to be strong, and they're strong, it's so amazing to me, man. And I think that's probably my biggest takeaway, like watching the woman's strength, like always being there for the child. Because I said, my dad was there, don't get me wrong, my dad was a fantastic father, but it was just his role in it. His role was literally go out, take care of the businesses, earn the dough, bring it back in, you get me? But mum did everything else. Like, I remember talking to my mum about everything, bro. I talked to my mum about like the conversations that you guys will have with your sons, I had with my mum, do you know what I'm saying? Like, the talk about the birds and the bees, like the talk about like masturbation, bro, with my mum. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just.
I didn't even talk about masturbation with my dad.
Bro. You're all there, bro.
Yo, bro, listen, that's fine. I'll on this sword alone.
That's between me and the K's catalogue, G.
The K's?
I don't know what catalogue. It's just a random catalogue that came to my mind, man.
That's a K's catalogue. You're taking it old school, bro.
It was old school, innit?
Big up the mum still, man. You guys are amazing. Absolutely. Every one of you are amazing. You're saying, bro?
My question is, does that mean women rule the world?
Yeah, fuck off, Beyonce.
You know what? Nah, because on a serious note, though, yeah.
It's not.
They do.
Thank you for saying that.
They do, man. They do. Yeah, and it's like now, if I'm honest, yeah, I reckon that my kids could cope without me.
Not without the mum. Yeah.
But they would not survive without Laura.
Yeah,
100%. And do you know what? It's even mad, like, because like this last week I was off with them for half term myself, innit? Like, and Laura was at work. And then
like, what the hell do I do?
Nah, it's not even that, yeah, because the lockdown, you get me? So before the week even started, I said, don't be telling me you're bored because you've got everything, you get me? These kids have got presents that they don't open up for Christmas yet in the bedrooms.
Really?
They both got Sky.
Sky?
No, they've opened the presents, but not the actual toys, you know what I mean? Like, they're not
Yeah.
both got Sky Q in the bedrooms, both got iPads, they've got Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon, friggin', I'm like, don't tell me. Right, Tyler's got my PS4 in his bedroom. So don't tell me you're bored. There's no reason to be bored in this house. You get me? And then we've got a big ass garden outside with a trampoline. So if it's not raining, there you go, bounce away. You know what I mean? Other than that, don't come and tell me you're bored. What do you want me to do? We're locked down.
Well, what? You just named a lot of like activities, but what were you providing for them?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
You're off for a week for half term.
No, listen, it's half term. That was my break as well. Do you know I've been home? I've been having to homeschool with these kids, yeah. And when I tell you, they've changed shit. Yeah, you're gonna realize when you get when the kids get older, yeah. Division. They've changed division. Don't ask me why or how they've changed it or what they've changed it to, but they've fucking changed division. They changed how you work out division. Tyler's doing some long ass fucking diagonal essay, and I'm going, what's that? And he's trying to. I had to, re-engineer. I had to backtrack on what he's done, to work out how he got there. And I was like, wow, that's mad. I was like, is that how they do it now? And he was like, that's how they show me in school. But I went and showed him my way, and he was like, oh, that's easier. And I'm like, yeah, Tyler. And then I was like, and then after doing like a couple of my way, I thought, well, I can't teach him my way because he's going to go back to school and they're going to expect him to know their way. So I have to just figure it out and then have to teach him the way that they've shown him. Do you know what I mean? So now it got to the point where, because he's like actually on his iPad and he watched like a video clip. I'm watching the video with behind him and seeing what it says and then going on to Google. And then looking at it going, what's that? And I go, just rewind that, just go back a bit. You know what I mean? And then so I'm getting stressed and then it's weird. Then Laura walks through, and then all I feel is like, it just goes away. My stress goes, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, mum's home. And they run to the door and I'm like, yeah, I know you're excited that she's home. You've had me all day. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'm excited that she's home because I've had you all day too. So so do you know what, Laura? She's the queen. Honestly, the things that she does, even like, and we say this like, I'm not probably a better cook, which she'll admit to, but she does the majority of the cooking. You know what I mean? I'll probably do the majority of the cleaning. But then when I say I do the majority of the cleaning, like she'll up, like I've cleaned, and then she'll come through, and then she'll like pick up some bleach and that and start walking through and be like, and I'm like, where you going? To finish off the bathroom upstairs. I'm like, I've done the bathroom. Like, what, you scrubbed the toilet? And I'm like, oh, no.
I just right down the side,
I just wiped it. You just scrubbed the toilet. What, inside the toilet? Oh, no, I didn't do that. Just like, I didn't think you did, I'll just go finish the bathroom. I'm like, all right.
Level of
do you know what I mean? So, it is. No, thank you for watching, guys. It's been a good episode. Happy Mother's Day. Those mothers celebrating. No, in all seriousness, happy Mother's Day for all the good mums out there. You're not bad, you know. You know what I just realized? Because isn't that what they say on Father's Day though? Happy Father's Day, pick up all the good dads out there.
Yeah.
All the dads actually being dads. They never say that on Mother's Day though, did they? Pick up all the mums being real mums on Mother's Day. Because
everyone expects a mum just to be a mum, innit? Like, no one don't think about no deadbeat mums.
That's why women rule this fucking world, man.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's true.
That is not what you're trying to say, Jordash, at all.
Anyway, before we get back onto that, because then we can just... So, thank you guys for watching. You've been here with myself, Anton.
And it's me, Dash, my son's favourite dad. Yeah.
And it's me, Carlos, again. Thank you for listening in.
And it's your boy, Young Idris. thank you so much for making it to the end. We love and appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, swipe up, all that good stuff.
Swipe up.
Yeah, man.